Welcome in, chat. Welcome in, Twitch. Hello, Trovo. Happy to see you, YouTube. What's up, Kick? How we all doing? I be Chef JT. And tonight, we're doing a pairing with a mead that I made in 2020. Or more specifically, a Cyser, which is a combination of a mead and a cider. So I got some decent looking pork chops, and I'm gonna sear those off, pan sears those off. We'll do a onion gravy, do mashed potatoes, I've got a can of cannellini beans. I looked for butter beans. I wanted to have butter beans for this, but next best, cannellini. White bean. I'm gonna do those up spicy to contrast with everything else. And then lastly, some apples. I'm going to be making some caramelized apples. And I should go and grab this while we're waiting. This will be our drink for tonight. So started on 9:30 and finished in early October, early November. Bottled. I am worried about both a little bit of sediment and any potential post I don't want a bottle bomb. And I didn't do anything, from memory, I didn't do anything to specifically kill the yeast in my bottles. So there is the outside possibility that my fermentation had, say, stalled. And then kicked back up again once it was stirred up and put into a bottle. Which is a very real thing that happens to home brewers. Especially if they're not taking readings and know what their fermentation and alcohol levels and what their yeast limits are. But happy to see everyone in here today. All sorts of people showing up early for stream today. We got Hamhock, we got Will Poker, we got Penguin. I think that'd be it for so far this morning. Or, it is not morning. I'll accept any dish work that anyone wants to provide. Don't show up in my house. Welcome in, everyone. Cheers to you. Hi, Cosmic. Only food-related scramble words. Alright, what do we start with here tonight? I think it's going to be onion, actually. Hi, Noimu. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I'm doing lovely today. How's everyone else doing today? Let's see. Are you gonna fit over on the stove? Are you gonna fit in here? Yeah, I think you'll squeeze in there. I hope I'm not making anyone seasick. So we'll get started with our onions and start caramelizing these onions to make our gravy. Now let's do a bit of oil in the pan first. Oh, interesting. Music added new feature. Oh wait, that isn't what I wanted. That's what I want. Okay. Maybe they always had that feature and I just didn't know. No, just say no to that 4-letter S word. The place I went to vacation this past September, like, it's gorgeous in summertime. I love visiting there in summer. But looking at the, I've said this before, but looking at the trucks that were there, like, trucks that were half the age of my truck, and we're just completely rusted out from the snow. Hi, Penguin. However, if I go to TwitchCon this year, it means I definitely can't be in that same place for vacation again this year because TwitchCon's going to be in September. By the way, I already made hotel arrangements. Uh-oh, what'd you do to your back? turn that down to a caramelized onion temp. And we'll get into some onion peeling, or some apple peeling. Hello, Pyro. We're in the U.S. I'm in Sonoma County. Nah. Slip disc, typically, unless the disc is still out of place, just means it's just gonna hurt. And you don't want to repeat the actions that led to it in the first place, but in many cases you can't really do that anyways. This is all from personal experience. I am not a doctor. I am in no way like someone to give medical advice, but as someone that has had a slip disc in the past, it just hurts a lot. And I have found through my experiences that in many cases, just getting up, getting going, and doing stuff again is your best remedy. Must be nice. I got to suck it up, go back to work. You have any Girl Scout cookies, Chef? No. They usually show up around my supermarket, but I don't typically buy them. Not in love with this apple. It is looking quite bruised. Hello, Buns. Part-time baseball. Or it was drop fruit that was sold. I mean, that's all it takes. Just have to make some of your own. Have them taste better and wow. 1 whole day. Or 2 days. That was a quick apartment. Fine. These onions are still cooking, by the way. They're not really sizzling anymore, but it's just because the pan has cooled down a bit. Hey, Oppo. How are you? Alright, so apples. we're going to pinch of salt. Shake of sugar. Over on the stove. Over on the stove. Zoom left. Cutting board camera. That seems just a little bit off, isn't it? It's all the way over to that side though, so we gotta do this. Well, not apples and beets. Apples and onions. Though apples and beets are a good combo. It's been a minute since I've done beets. I'm not gonna say. They do all sorts of unscrupulous things in the food world. Though usually they just deprive it of oxygen. But that's for beef. Carbon monoxide, yeah. For those just joining in, we're drinking, well, we'll be drinking once I finish up my coffee, a bottle of mead that I made here on stream in 2020. And I'm pairing that with a pork dish. So we're just getting started here with cooking down apples with some sugar and butter. And some caramelizing some onions for our onion gravy. Unfollowed dad joke. turn down the heat on these apples. Hello, Nicole. I am having a wonderful but chill evening. And cut up some potatoes here to make some mashed potatoes while we cook onions and apples. Oh, I forgot I bought that. I see that and I want to say hoopla. But there's not enough O's. And there's a C in there. What's a honey Cyser? Well, a Cyser has got honey involved by its definition. A Cyser is a combination, is a mix of a mead, which is essentially honey wine. It's honey water and yeast, fermented and strained, and a cider, or a hard cider, as most people know it, at least around me, which is an alcoholic cider, which is apple juice and yeast, sometimes water. And so it's a combinations of fermented apples and honey with water. Did I put Cyser on here? I did. You know? Cyser. I'm add a bit of bourbon to all of these. That was a half shot. Cheers, Chuck. Potatoes ready to go on the stove. Oops. Anchoaid. I always wondered how they made pimentos into the texture that they are until I bought these. You know, I mean the pimentos you find in green olives. Because they're pepper, but they're like, they've got a completely different texture. They're so soft. They're exactly like these. This will work. What's up, Buns? Hey, Rosario. Welcome in. Rosario, I apologize. I don't doubt that the scramble is going to work over on YouTube. I know it's spamming chat a bit, but it works over on Twitch. But I have a regular scramble going in chat over on Twitch that is all culinary food related. That didn't look like a pork chop to me, Buns. It looked like a pork chop to you? Silly Giffy. No worries, Rosario. I was just letting you know what was going on with the chat. Appreciate you hanging out with me wherever you're hanging out with me. Making me check over the other ones. We got a follow over on Kick tonight. Thank you for that follow earlier. You're still lurking around. See what's going on over here on Trovo tonight. And back to cooking. Back to chopping up some shallots. Some shallots. I don't know, certain food sort of seem to trigger certain like accents or this is more complicated than accents, but you get what I mean, I guess. But I think of shallots, and I think of it being said like Sean Connery saying it or something. Shallots. And I'm sorry for those who now will forever associate Sean Connery and shallots, but shallots. Going to add some water and increase the heat on these onions. Sounds like it was a painful experience. Pretty sure it was some Japanese company that had a prototype of that. Drained and rinsed cannellini beans, cannelloni beans, white beans. Nice, Cosmo. Nice. So the plan here with the beans is we got red pepper, we got jalapeno, we have red onion, or rather shallot, white beans, and then I'm going to add red pepper flakes and a whole bunch of cayenne in with this mixture so we get this nice and spicy. Maybe even a couple shakes of Tabasco in there. The idea is we had the beans to contrast the spicy with the sweet caramelized onion and mildly sweet mashed potatoes. Need to refill my water. I need to get myself right back on schedule with this thing. It used to be the water that I poured myself before stream was the stream that I needed, was the time that I needed to refill this, so I didn't have to refill it during the stream. But instead, you're all stuck watching me refill this tonight. Because I'm off kilter. Not just the camera. These onions are not cooking down in a way that I like. I don't like that there's certain varieties of onions and you don't really know until you cook them down if they're going to be good onions for caramelizing. And some of them end up like this. They look sort of like ribbons, and they're going to have a lot more texture to them. And they don't cook down easily. They're too fibrous. Sort of like I've talked before about cutting celery, where I used to grow cutting celery that was great for using the leaves in salads, or you could hack off pieces of it and throw it in to flavor things like soups or stocks, where you weren't going to leave it in the final product, but it was flavoring it. These onions, not caramelizing onions. So I might just take the flavor of these and ditch the onions after I've cooked them down. Use them for their flavor and not for their fibery texture, leathery texture. Apples are starting to get there. They're starting to get a little color going. Little color. Yeah, in fact, I'm giving up on these being decent onions to eat at all at this point tonight. We're going to just start building a gravy in this pan, and I'm going to sear my meat up here. Well, rather in the pan that's up there. That burner is way too weak to sear it up there. New thing of Grey Poupon. Aw, there's no easy tear spot. Ooh, to plastic safety seals without easy tear off pieces. New jar of mustard action here. Amazingly, or perhaps not amazingly. The price of the mustard. The jar that I normally get, which is the smaller sized jar of this, was twice the price per ounce. Which is actually sort of strange, because that used to be always a thing. It was, you save by buying in bulk. And then the soda companies all realized, well, no, people pay for convenience too. Started charging people an arm and a leg for a refrigerated soda versus a warm one at the supermarket. Things like that. Where are you, my open jar of Vegemite? And so now I don't really expect much of a price break for buying in bulk. But a little Vegemite in there with our onions and mustard and water. Add a bit more water in there. This water I intend to cook down until it's at a gravy level and tasty all just by itself. Since I'm taking the onions out and I'm not happy with these, I'm adding a bit of onion powder on top of the fresh onion in there. And otherwise we're leaving that pretty simple. Not that Dijon Vegemite and caramelized onions is simple, but it is 3 ingredients. And saltiness of the Vegemite means that you don't even really need to season this. Alright, putting that on the back burner. I'm going to start heating up this pan here. Let's take a look at our apples over here on the other side. Ooh, definite color there on a couple of those. Nice color though. Those look gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I wish I could get all the apples like that. Potatoes going on the flame in the back burner on this side with the apples. I'm forgetting my beans, chat. Let's do beans first. Pot. Zoom right. Zoom right. It's a relatively thin pan, so no sizzle though. That pan should be hot enough though. No sizzle. I just want a little sizzle. There we go, there's my sizzle. I'm going to leave the bean dish vegetarian, but you very easily could add ham hock, add beef broth, chicken stock, ham broth. In here, I'm just going to add a little water. The spices that I want to give some heat to are the ones that I'm going to add in to at this point, which would be hot paprika and crushed red pepper. Where are you, Cayenne? black pepper and MSG, and that is our beans for tonight. This would probably be a good candidate for white pepper if I wanted to bother. No, we're just going to let this hang out here for a bit. Start heating that other pan back up again. Over on the stove. Hey chat, catch. Dad joke. That said, I could see someone doing that as a TikTok at Halloween. Sorry, retail people. Awesome, buns. That's the way to do it. I mean, if you want to save money, if you want to be economical about eating, both cooking at home, it's going to get you better food and a better quality. And if you cook it in batches, like doing individual meals like I do, is not the best way to go about it. It's much better if you plan out projects and you use all of the ingredients that you're buying. Or if you're gonna buy an unusual ingredient because you want to use it in a recipe, you can then plan out a couple of recipes and use it all up. Throw some oil in our pan here. For our pork chops. Scurry. I guess it's Sir. Correct. Chat's like, what's wrong with Chef? Well, while we're waiting for that pan to get stupid smoking hot, let's pour ourselves some mead or Cyser. Let's see here. Put ourselves a drugs and intoxication label up on Twitch here, because we're dealing with booze. And that's now smoking, but I'm going to turn the heat off on that pan because it's smoking. Because I want to do booze. No immediate effervescence off of that. I wasn't really expecting that with this bottle, though it is a concern that it was. Because like I said, I didn't do anything to kill the yeast. Make sure we're not burning anything back here. There's definitely some effervescence in the bottom of that glass. There's definitely some bubbles in the bottom of that glass. So, lightly effervescent, perhaps. All sorts of small bubbles in there. Wow. There's a lot to unpack there. I don't know if I like all of it either. That is light, that is dry. There's actually a fair amount of tannin going on there. Yeah, that's booze. Let's move on. Potatoes are boiling. Turn the heat back on our pan for our pork. Give our fibery onions a stir up in our eventual gravy. So I am going to hit my pork with a fair amount of salt. We got a bit of our blade here, so we're on the very edge of our loin. And something questionable if you even really want to call this a pork chop. It's got a rib though. sure we got oil everywhere there. And bone in the hottest part of the pan. Over on the stove. Zoom right. We're going to need butter and half for our potatoes. I feel like I may have missed the prime on this bottle, chat. Oops. Oh, I gotta salt this side. Need salt on both sides here. Welcome, Lizzie. My apologies. Been focusing on the cooking, not on chat. Yeah, I don't know, I think the best way would be to put it is I'm a little bit burnt out on bacon. Thank you for the follow. I mean, I greatly enjoy bacon, but I feel like I've put bacon on everything at this point. And just as much, it doesn't necessarily need to be on everything. Sorry, and I know that's going to get me a couple unfollows and people leaving. This has definitely got some of that apple funk to the nose. I'm not really enjoying the nose on this. Has got a bit of that like durian fermented apple funk. Never trust a skinny chef was a saying of, I forget his name, but very famous Hawaiian chef. Yeah, I'm messing with the bacon versus chocolate images, and so they're both at least showing up right now. But for some reason, they're showing up with their transparencies. Hey, Zeeks. Again, keeping the bone in the hottest part of the pan. Oh, we got a bacon and chocolate war going on. Oh, and they have the transparencies on them so you can't see it. I think chat just doesn't want to see me or the cutting board. Alright, pork in a pan.
If you're a student, a mother active in club work, a man who brings work home from the office, this was made for you. The Remington Office Writer, a new kind of portable designed to give you the extra features you need. King-size carriage, so long it can handle a sheet of school notebook paper lengthwise. Look, the Office Writer types nearly the full 11-inch length of the paper, the only portable it can. The Office Writer types up to 10 carbons, so that even the very last copy is easy to read. Cut clear, clean stencils unlike any ordinary portable. See the exciting new Remington office writer at your dealers. The price only $149.50, carrying case at slight additional cost. Available after a small down payment for only $1.50 a week. Terms payable monthly, including taxes and a small carrying charge.
If you're still watching television on a small screen set, you're missing a lot. Here, for example, is a close-up on a 10-inch set. See how much smaller it is than my head? Now I'd like to show you the same close-up on a 21-inch set. There. Just look at the difference. She's as big as I am now. You can have big screen close-ups just like that. Close-ups as large as life with RCA Victor's great new 21-inch model, the Master 21, at the lowest 21-inch price in RCA Victor history, as little as $199.95. Visit your RCA Victor dealer soon. See television's greatest value, the Master 21, big screen 21-inch quality TV for $199.95. And remember, every year, more people buy RCA Victor than any other television.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Welcome back, everyone. So while you were gone, I have moved beans into the pan that I was using to cook the onions before, that had the mustard and the Vegemite in it. I've added the onions and the Vegemite into the pan that I seared the pork in. So now that that was nice and hot and that bubbled up all sorts of loveliness, but hopefully we've now got all that flavor from the pork in with our liquid here now. And I'm going to turn the heat back on this pan here. The onions in it. And we're going to do a cornstarch slurry to thicken that up a bit. So taking coldest tap water that I can get, or even ice water, if you're hanging out for a while, and just throw an ice cube and let it melt if you want to make it ahead of time, because you want the temperature difference when you're doing a cornstarch slurry to be as great as possible. So you want this as cold as possible while you have this at a full boil. And so I'm going to add that in here. At a rate to get that all as thick as I would like it to be. I'm going to add just a touch more. And because I don't like the onions, we'll get rid of those now. Since I did a cornstarch slurry, once it's thickened, it's thickened. We're ready to go. Let's strain our taters. Cutting board camera. Salt. MSG. Pepper. Heat off of everything here. Awesome, Zeeks. Glad it's worked out for you. I am quite a fan myself, if you haven't caught on. So we got our butter and half in there. Give these a mash up. I think we reached plate up time, chat. I think it's time to make a plate. our spicy white beans on one side. Caramelized apples on the other. One of our pieces of pork. The onion gravy be kicking. What do you think, chat? Does that work for you, chat? Let's see what all we got here. Oh, let's give another photo of this. We need this shot here. The gravy drip going on that and those potatoes. Oh my. We definitely need a photo of that deliciousness. Oh hey, we need a photo in the proper settings too. Not using portrait mode. There we go. So let's give this a shot. Let's see if our beans are spicy or not. Cheers, chat. It's got a bit of heat, but it's gonna be building heat. Definitely not just right off of the bat. See how our bruised apple turned out. Nice and tasty. Nice contrast between the two sides. Potatoes, I was looking as I was plating them and I was debating adding a bit more cream to them to loosen them up a bit more. I just went with them. That gravy is delicious. That gravy is delicious. So there we go, chat. There is dinner for tonight. Greatly appreciate y'all joining in with me tonight. Thank you for the raids. Thank you for the follows. We have a new vote going on for the weekly ingredient challenge. I don't have a new monthly project yet. Thankfully we didn't get any subs or anything today because I didn't have anything for you to vote on. I'll make sure and have something up there for the next stream. But that does mean I gotta make some seasoning here soon. We'll have to find out which one won. I hope you all have an amazing evening tonight. Thank you so much for joining in with me in my Use Up My Mead stream. Yeah. I think the mead was a little bit of a fail tonight, while the dinner was absolutely a success. I'll be back here on Sunday. Same time, same place. Same bat time, same bat place. Let's see who's out there in the Twitch world. I think I'm going to leave it right there tonight, chat. Thank you for joining in with me one last time. You're all amazing. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.